Hello all and welcome to week 2 of this traditional inclusion course. As I had promised, I wanted to share with you the instructions for the week 2 module and also point out some tips that might make navigating the Google Classroom a bit more seamless. So as I had mentioned, I will be releasing for every online course that we have, I will be releasing the module on Sunday so that you have it even before the time of our traditional class, which is on Tuesdays. And the module will always be due that Sunday night. So basically, you'll have an entire week. I release it Sunday and it's due the Sunday after. I also wanted to point out, as you can see here on the screen, if you're looking, since this works very similarly to social media where you have a stream that you have to go through, if you want to go through that stream a bit more quickly, you can always use these topics here on the left hand side, and I will always try to make sure that I put the week um, before and then the topic of that assignment. So if you see here, for week 2, you have 3 different topics. And the first one you really want to enter is the one that says week 2 module. Every week you want to begin um, with that part, because in the module that's where you will find the links to the actual assignments. So if you go in here and you click there, it'll take you to the week 2 Google document. And it takes you directly to what I want you to be doing that week. So for this week, you have 2 tasks. And the first task is that you'll be reading these 3 articles, and I've provided a link for all of those. So that's your first task, is to read. Then secondly, I want you to respond by utilizing the same mean matter approach. And I provided instructions for that here. And I provided a template here. And I want to discuss that template just in case that has been somewhat problematic for some of you. So as you see, this takes you directly to the Google document template. But the way that I've shared the document with you is that I've given you rights to the document, but only so that you can view the document. So if you came in here and you tried to type, it would not allow you to do that. So what you have to do so that you can make this document now yours is that you have to go into the File menu and you go to Make a Copy. And what this will do is it'll make a copy of the template, and it allows you to place it in whichever folder you see fit for this class. So if you're working, well, because you're in Google Classrooms, you should definitely have Google Documents, and you should create a folder that you can name SPED 703, and then make sure that you have all of your documents for SPED 703 in that folder. It just keeps it, makes it so much easier. So you create the copy of that document, and as you see here, this is basically the document name. And what I would do, since it makes it easier for me as a grader, is that I would put in your name. In this case, I'm putting in mine right here at the top. So now this is your document. You can go ahead and type into this document, which would be, which in this case, it's a rather simple template, and you have instructions. And very, very importantly, you have to make sure that the share settings are indicative of what you want to do with this document. Because this document is for class, you need to go into Get the Shareable Link. And what happens is you have a drop-down menu. And what you need to do is hit that drop-down menu and go to More, because it will allow you to decide who should get a link, or how the link is to be administered or shared. So if you hit this, that means it's public on the web. If you hit anyone with a link, that means that anyone with a link can either view, comment, or edit. And for documents in this class, if you're sharing with me, I would prefer that you give me editing rights, because that means I can go in and make suggestions for you. So again, it has to be anyone with a link can edit. You save it, and you can go ahead and get a copy of your link to share with me later on. And what you would do is that you would go back into the Google Classroom. And as you can see here you have the week 2 module. I do not want you to share it with me there. That's why I've created specific places for you to share. So in this one, the same mean matter would be shared here. So you would upload that document here through Google Classrooms, through the Google Classroom. To continue this week, I would also like you to respond by creating a cultural analysis assignment. So for this one, again, you will find that the link is here and all of the instructions are here. So I want you to consider during the week to begin to organize a list of the times that you encounter the broad theme of disability. And I think that this will be a very nice lead into our first in-session person. So during the week, I want you to think about disability and how it's portrayed in films, TV, sports, entertainment, and how you have perhaps run across it in terms of your daily interactions with people on the subway in a city like New York. I would imagine that that happens quite frequently. It's all around us, right? And how we view it. So I want you to create a typed list to share with your reflective thoughts. So after you type up your list, include a paragraph or two of reflection that would answer the following question. What are your thoughts and impressions about how we encounter disability? How is disability presented in your world? And lastly, what messages about disability are circulated throughout our culture? So again, this is found if you go into the Google Classroom. I have way too many things open here. So if you go into the Google Classroom, this is where you would respond. And if you notice, this is actually a discussion board. I want you to respond to one of your colleagues' responses. So basically, I want you to read one of your colleagues' list and their experiences, and I want you to comment on that. And I provided a rubric for that within the module as well. So again, I hope that this clarifies some of the expectations around Google Classroom. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Please email me. I am only an email away and will be very responsive. Also, a reminder, make sure that everything due for week 1 is done by today midnight. So I wanted to show you, for example, for the exit ticket, which I assigned for week 1, I only see that 3 of you have done it, so that was basically the assignment for module 1. So make sure that everything that was due for module 1 is indeed finished by sometime before midnight tonight. Again, if you have any questions, please email me or text me. It's 786, and it can be found on my emails to you. So make sure that you email me or text me if you have questions. I am delighted to be seeing some of you again, because some of you were in my class for the summer, and delighted to meet all of the new faces, and I hope that you found this helpful. Again, email me if you have questions. Take care.